Welcome back to the QORcast podcast. And today we're going in a different direction, not just only gaming. So we got a guest today. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, I am Charlene Shepard from Las Vegas. And I was recently a contestant on the Beast Games.
Oh,
Beast
boy.
Games. The controversial Beast Games that's been going on so far.
You know what though? I'll tell you, I had a good time. Contrary to a lot of other people's belief, I had a really good time.
Yeah, from some of the online testimony, it would seem it would be a little different.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so do you want to know the story?
Of course.
Yeah.
It was fun.
We'll jump right into it.
Well, what happened was my son, because he runs Bet on Block Gaming and runs the monthly contest, they do a monthly circuit here in Vegas called Monsoon Mayhem.
Okay.
He received an email and said, hey, Mr. Beast is going to do a show. We want you to apply. And he told me about the email, and I'm like, okay, so send me that link. And he's like, really? I said, come on. How many white girls my age are going to apply? Right? So I kind of thought I was going to get picked anyway, just because I'm my age. And I did.
Mm-hmm.
So I was super glad. Bummed him out because he did not get asked to be on the show.
Ooh.
Aww.
I know, right? He was so mad the whole time. I felt bad for him, but it didn't stop me from going. So sorry.
Yeah.
And then, you go through the whole thing and everybody's on Facebook and they're online and they're saying, I don't know if this is real. Because you get this random email and they're like, oh, send us this information and this information. And you're like, okay, somebody's just trying to steal all of our identification and we're getting scammed. So it took a little while before people started warming up to the idea because it was so secret. But once we did, and he says, okay, we're going to tell you where you're going to go, but you have to have a passport. And I travel a lot. So I'm like, okay, passport, no big deal. I got one, no problem. I think it was the day before I was supposed to go anywhere. They're like, we're sending the information in a couple hours. So we're all sitting around. Yeah. They gave us zero time to get on the plane.
Wow.
And I was so excited. I'm like, okay, guys, because they said, hey, you might need a couple of months off from your job. And my husband and I had this big, long conversation, like, how much money do I have to win before I risk a 25-year commitment at Clark County, which is where I've been working.
Okay.
So we talked about it a little bit, and I'm like, okay, well, I think 500 grand is going to be my number. Because that's a good amount to retire on. So if I hit that, I'm not coming back for the job.
Sure.
Anything less, I might have to stay employed.
Okay.
Quit in the day job, right?
Yeah.
So I'm watching the email. I got my family over. They're like, where are you going? Damned if it says Las Vegas.
Really?
Like, oh, are you kidding? I'm going 2 blocks from my house.
No way.
Why do you need your passport? Or I guess if they're getting international people, but...
Yeah.
Because there were people telling me, oh, well, we just got ours last night. They had to fly in from Arizona 6 hours later. A couple of people locally were given a phone call an hour before we had to show up because apparently people got disqualified after they were on the show. They did stuff at the hotels and stuff they weren't supposed to do, so they got disqualified, but we still needed 2,000 people. So they were scrambling to pull everybody they could just to make the 2,000.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. But honestly, I didn't expect a dime out of this, to be totally truthful. I'm going against everybody a third my age, right? So I went to saying that this is going to be a good experience. It doesn't matter what happens. I got a story. You guys are interested. I hope the viewers and listeners are hyping on this. But that's all I did it for.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was a chance I was making money.
It was more of the fun.
Right?
It's like, I went
Just for the
I went to the Mr. Beast games and all that.
Yeah.
And literally, I didn't even steal the t-shirt. So I didn't even get I went there and got this stupid t-shirt from it.
Oh.
I'm one of the only idiots who turned it back in.
Oh, wow.
Nah. Wait, they tell you have to return it? They don't even let you keep it?
No. We were given it in wardrobe, and they said when we got kicked off, you got to turn it back in. There was a bracelet and the shirt. Everything had to be turned back in, and lo and behold, 90% of the people I've talked to, they're like, I kept my shirt.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't think they're inviting you back for season 2 then. You're dishonest.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's so
so I have a question. So did they not go to each one of you and be like, all right, give us our shirt back? Or did they just expect you guys to give it the shirt back and all the clothes and all that?
Well, now, things changed because if you watch the TV show on Prime, they started at the last 1,000 people. But if you were on his YouTube channel for Mr. Beast, he had all 2,000 of us, and he eliminated 1,000 of us before they even started the TV show.
Okay.
So half of us didn't even get airtime.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you really?
Oh, I'm telling you, I'm going to wave and say, hey, I was one of the first people eliminated. I didn't even last 24 hours on it.
Oh, boy.
That's insane.
It was so mean because we had to do this. Okay, so we had to sign up. It was tug of war, kind of.
Okay.
You had to pull a rope. It lifted a boulder. And, the first 3 teams moved on because it's like you have 2,000 people.
Yeah.
He's not going to deal with all 2,000 of us. It was a logistical nightmare.
Yeah,
We all knew we're going to get cut very, very quickly just to thin the numbers down. It's just easier with less people. So I get on a team. We're all hyped up. We're talking about strategy. Pull the rope, run with it. Girls don't have upper body strength, so run with your legs. And then they pull out these jerseys. And they say, okay, everybody come grab one. That's the team you're on. So all the big muscular guys grab like 50 shirts and start handing it out to all the bigger guys.
Oh, wow.
So my team's like all girls. Everybody less than 5 foot.
Oh, boy.
Really?
Oh, yeah. There was like a weight limit. If you were less than 100 pounds or over 200 pounds, that was on my team. So...
Wow.
So we lost embarrassingly bad. It was so embarrassing. It was terrible, terrible, terrible. And you're sitting there going, okay, so now keep in mind, we showed up and we did not sleep the whole time I was a part of the show. We had no sleep. So we're like 24 hours with no sleep. The food we got was a very cold, wet oatmeal.
That sounds awesome.
It was so fabulous. But when you think about it, because a lot of people whined about it, they're like, I can't believe they're so cheap. I said, no, it's strategy, people. How fast can they get you to want to go home?
Yeah.
Because if you want to go home, they don't have to fight you about leaving and they can thin the numbers faster. Yeah. You're not meant to going home because you're miserable. So when you see the stuff on YouTube and everybody online saying, oh, it's so bad, blah, 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 they're being spoiled brats, to be honest, in my opinion. A lot of people went expecting, high class money. This is Mr. Beast. He has millions. He's going to put us in a posh hotel. He's going to give us massages between rounds. No, ma'am. No, sir. No, there's a strategy. Yeah. And when he said, when we first started, he said, if anybody doesn't want to stay here anymore, people left. They did.
Wow.
Wait, so he just asked?
Yeah, he's like, if you're tired of being here and you're tired and you want to go get some sleep, you want to go, let us know. And they left.
That's crazy.
Some girl left because she was like, I can't reapply my makeup. No, sweetheart. They told you're going to be here for at least 3 days with nothing from outside. And people are whining, I didn't bring contact solution. Why not? Do you not use contact solution on a daily? And then they were because Beast didn't have any. It's like, you're grown adults, people.
Yeah.
So
there was no minors here, right? It was all adults?
Oh, yeah, all adults. No, there's an age limit. And what
was the age limit?
Oh, 21, I believe.
21?
It was either 18 or 21. You had to be a consenting adult to sign for your own waiver.
Okay, so no one under the age of 21 was in the show?
No.
Okay. That's good. Because the stories that I've been hearing, the allegation is like people broke their bones or people got hurt and then they just tried to push it under the rug and all that. That's what I've been seeing online.
And like we were
mistreated.
No, not from what I saw. And again, I was only there for the first 24. And I'll be honest, those of us who got kicked off first went through the worst because when we got kicked off, we had to wait almost 6 hours after losing, and we had to watch the other people continue on, and then we had to collect our belongings, and we had to go back to the first hotel where we were assigned and get other belongings that we weren't allowed, like our phones and everything. We had to get those, and that's when you were supposed to turn your shirts in. They had nothing to eat. They said, okay, well, you'll find out in a couple of hours when your flight to go home is, so just wait for a notification. You'll get a phone call.
Wow.
Now, 2 days later, when I went back to help out with a different thing, some people had just lost, and they had the 5 different types of pizza and gourmet catering. I'm like, what the actual heck?
Yeah.
You
They're starving you out
I didn't
here.
even get a thank you donut, okay? It was so
Wow.
mean. But it's the show.
Yeah.
I've done extra work because it's Las Vegas. Everybody films here.
Mhm.
And so when I was going through college, I did extra work for movies and stuff to get extra cash. You're a nothing. You're a seat filler. And when he's saying 2,000 contestants, that's all I expected. Anybody who went into the show going, I'm making that millions, sweetheart, you really think a lot of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of 2,000 people. I don't blame you for trying, but to get mad about it when it wasn't you was a little unrealistic. You know, you got to know this is Hollywood. And in the waiver, when it comes to the broken bones, you had to consent to being touched by other opponents without your consent.
Yeah.
So you knew exactly that you were going to be up against each other. They flat out told you it was going to be physical.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you that a lot of people who were mad didn't even read the consent form they signed.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
That's
he told you
usually how it goes.
everything.
Yeah.
You know, were we all surprised when we did it? Okay, yeah. You know, because you weren't told anything.
Mhm.
They said, okay, tell us what you think is going to happen. And they did a little preview interview of everybody. I'm like, I haven't the foggiest idea. You haven't told me what I'm doing. How the heck am I supposed to have an opinion? So,
Yeah.
it was crazy, but don't. Anybody who is upset about their experience is just mad they didn't win. I mean, honestly, they're putting about a little bit of a temper tantrum, to be honest.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be crying if they walked home with $1 million.
This is exactly my point. Now, I'm not going to disagree. I don't like everybody who did take money home. Some of them, they got some people that I wish hadn't won some money.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I do hope, honestly, that if there's a season 2, please let Red Team have an extra shot. Because, man, nobody wanted to be out first. How embarrassing.
Yeah.
And then they made you walk in front of everybody in line who got to stay. And everybody's like, we're so sorry. I'm like, the hell you are. Shut up.
Like, I've known you for
It's not you.
16 hours. Get the hell out of here.
We are not friends anymore once I lost. So that's
Yeah.
done. I was grateful for the money, though. I mean, for 24 hours, I got $2,000.
That's not
That's
bad.
Okay, so they still compensated you even though you stayed for a little bit. Even though you were out first, they still compensated you for
they
like
paid
the time.
me $2,000. Oh yeah, they did, and they didn't even. It wasn't even a question you were getting it. And at first, he only told us 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
So when we got an email later that said, you know what, he's going to bump it to 2. I was like, holy cow, thank you so much.
Yeah,
It was a $2,000 experience. I'm totally happy.
That's a month worth of rent, and then you got it in a day.
You go one day without sleep and you get $2,000. Mr. Beast, mwah.
Honestly, I would watch it if that's the case. Let me sign up next year. I'll have my sign up next year if that's the case.
And I'm looking at these people. I'm like, do you know what that hotel room cost you? Do you know what that flight cost him?
Do you know what
And
hotel it
you
was?
complain? Give me a break. Give me a break.
Do you know which hotel it was in the Vegas one?
There was a couple of hotels that I was told. We met at the Rio, so that's where I went. But I was told that the Luxor had some people, and I think the Union Plaza had a couple people.
So they went through different hotels for different people because it's 2,000, so you can't have 2,000 in one hotel. So they just went through a bunch, right?
And it's not only that, but when things get out, everybody who didn't make the show, and even those of us who got on it, we were asked to not talk about it. But there has been experiences where people talked and it just got swarmed where they couldn't even do the production.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't blame the production company for saying, please be quiet about it. Don't ruin. We just want to film it and get people on and make a show. Don't make it harder on everybody by doing things like you weren't supposed to go to the pool. Come on, you're talking at a pool and you're talking on the flights. Now you're getting attention that they don't need.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So just follow the rules, people. Be adults. You know, the day of production, they said, come to the Rio. We're going to have you put your shirt on, and then we're going to take you where we're going to and that was before we knew it was at Raider Stadium, which is our football stadium we just made.
Mm-hmm.
People came in to the hotel in the shirt where everybody could see it. I'm like, what in God's
how
name?
stupid are you?
That's what I'm saying. They're handing people garbage bags going, please put this over the top. We do not need people knowing we're here and bombing us with, people trying to get on the show or people who are mad they didn't make it. And it's like, come on, people. the word to the wise, if you get on the show, please act like adults. Make the production go quickly. Because I promise you, those of us who did season 1, we're contracted for a couple more shows if they liked us. If you cause problems, you're not going to be asked back. You just slit your own throat for a repeat. I'm hoping for season 2. I mean, what the heck? I was delightful.
You would experience it. It was fun.
Too bad, even if the first day happens.
Say, if I sign my name and get paid, I'm good. Bring me back a couple more times. Yeah. You know, I will tell you though. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you go. I'm sorry.
Everybody asked me, they're like, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? I said, one thing. I'm a grandma, right? My son's doing esports. Everybody's using social media. I do not want to do something that makes me the biggest meme on TikTok, right? I do not want to be that one sound, that one look that everybody puts different things behind.
Yeah.
Please, for the love of God, do not make me that.
Sometimes it happens like when you least expect it. So like it's kind of hard to say no, but like if it happens, it happens. But people run with it.
It's like, oh my gosh. Like that poor girl who jumped on the show. I don't know if you saw it, where he was for $50,000, first person to jump off your platform gets it.
Yeah, I saw that clip. Yeah.
And she jumped too soon. Oh, I don't want to be known for something like that.
Oh, yeah. Hey, she didn't get the 50K because...
She didn't get a dime for it. Please do not let me be that girl.
Oh my God, I saw that she was getting roasted online. That was a day. I remember that whole day. If she was getting roasted, and I was like, people just listen to instructions. It's like so simple.
But just like not wearing your shirt in public, these people, come on. If you can't follow simple, you're not making it to the final round. You're not gonna get there.
Yeah, if she stayed on that platform, she wasn't making it anyway.
Right?
It's 2,000 people. I get it. You know, it's impossible to tell, hey, 2,000 people, hey, don't say a word about this. At least one or two, or like now a few hundred, are gonna be like, oh, okay, I'm in a Mr. Beast show. It's like they also do it for clout too. It's like, oh, I was in the Mr. Beast show, and I'm gonna make clout out of it and all that. So it's expected, to be honest with you.
Yeah, to a minimal though. You know, try to work with the company. Try and make this, because I would have hated for it to get out so much that it never aired.
Yeah.
And then when all this bad press came out, because a lot of people were, you know, throwing their little temper tantrums, they didn't win, and that's what I call it, because we all got through it. None of us you cannot expect the money. Come on, let's be real. You cannot expect the money. But if you did it, good job. Hey, I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, of course.
But come on, just make it a show. Don't ruin it. I didn't want people to be such bad sports that it never aired.
Yeah, they have to cancel the whole thing.
We didn't have that part. Yeah. So hopefully, we're praying for season 2. You know,
especially because. No, I'm sorry. I was just saying especially because you don't have to travel far. You said it was just like 2 blocks away from you.
It's 2 blocks from my house.
Imagine you had to like fly to like New York City or like Los Angeles or like Texas, and then you stay for a day, and then they kicked you out.
Right, but at least they had travel involved. So I went back to work, right, because it happened on a weekend. So I didn't even take a day off from my job for this.
Oh.
I went back to work. They're like, why are you back? And I'm like, I don't want to talk about it.
Did you tell your coworkers after it was, or you were like, I can't really say anything?
I said, you know what? I'll tell you guys in a couple of months what happened. Just know that this was a bad weekend for me. And then when it aired, I said, okay. And not only that, but I was like on a millisecond of the preview. So
really?
I got like 0 airtime. I was like, this can't be anymore. So I had so many family members on watching that night, and it didn't even go on air. And then I had to explain to them where to find it. And then only when they show the biggest amount of number, there's like a big green long number, I'm on the number 8.
Oh my god.
That's all my airtime was.
Oh boy.
So yeah, if you go in just wanting an experience, is the best thing I ever did.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Gives a cool story to tell.
Yeah, that is exactly why I went. So all the respect, all the love to Mr. Beast. Thanks for giving me the shot. So now I'm on to Squid Games too. So, you know.
Wait, is that official, or is this like leaked? Is this like official? You're on Squid Games?
I've been invited and I have applied. So maybe I'll get a retribution on a different show. Who knows?
Nice.
Okay. So you're on Squid Game. We'll be watching for Squid Games too.
I'm excited. That carousel's gonna be a good time. I don't get dizzy, so they're all in trouble.
Because It's good that we're getting from your experience, because everything I see online is always like negative press. So seeing from someone who just went in to have fun and not anything too crazy and actually read the consent form or told you what happened, it's kind of nice to see. Hey, like I went in there to have fun. It wasn't that bad of an experience. I got $2,000 for the day, went home, paid flight. I'm chilling.
Yeah, and all the people who got flown in, you got a hotel stay in Vegas for free. Come on, you can't.
In Vegas specifically.
Yeah. I mean, once you get kicked off, okay, go do whatever you want. You know, you have a couple hours. There's no more disclosure agreement because you're already off the show. So go knock yourself out to your flight to go home. You still had a good experience. If they went to the meat and potatoes of it, it was a good thing.
Yeah.
I know that some of the people I heard were upset about the medications. It took a long time. They're gonna have to work out a better system.
What was the medication? Can you elaborate on that one?
Well, I know I have pills that I have to take every day, and you know, when you get there, you have to check all your medications because they don't want anything getting lost. They don't want anybody getting into each other's stuff, and so they collected it in the Ziploc, put your name on it, and then when we got kicked off, when we lost, we had to go collect it. So you had to wait through a 3-hour line as they one at a time found your name with your bag and handed it back. I thought, this is Amazon, right? This is an Amazon Prime channel. Why didn't they just put one of those lockers in and give everybody a code and then just go get your own stuff, right?
Yeah.
So some people whine that it took too long. There's 2,000 people.
Yeah, you're not
going to be the first person getting it. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we had water available the whole time. There was a bathroom available the whole time. The oatmeal was unpleasant. I'm going to not lie about that.
Yeah, but if it's a whole strategy
terrible.
to just get people to leave to make it easier. What do you expect?
And there was one marketing tool that I think was genius. When we were so tired and so hungry before the first event, he put out Feastable bars. And has never a candy bar tasted better than that damn Feastable.
Oh my god.
People were fighting each other to get those candy bars. We were so hungry.
That is actually kind of smart.
It was so delicious. I took like 4, but I split them to everybody else who didn't have the energy to go get them.
Yeah.
Those were so good.
Did you end up trying it after you came back? Be like, let me see if the Feastables is actually worth it. Did you ever try it again or no?
I did, and I still like them because I was on that damn show. Yeah.
So was it so as good as when it was on the show? I'm guessing.
Nothing tasted as good as that candy bar did that night in my entire life. Let me tell you.
That's actually so insane. So do you know where Squid Game Season 2 is going to be, or did they not tell you about that also?
I do know, but I'm not allowed to say. Sorry.
You're not allowed to say? Okay.
But I do need a passport. I'll give you that. So you're
at least going out of Vegas, at least.
I'm going out of Vegas.
Okay. That's perfect.
If you like tea, you know.
Okay.
In the right place. So.
Wink, wink, shrug, shrug.
Know what I mean, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Would you guys do a show? You ever think about doing any?
I grew up with it, but I'd be down if I got invited to. I think I would. I
grew up watching American Ninja Warrior. Do you remember that show? I grew up watching that show, and I was always like, I was like, I could do that. That's so easy.
Right.
Like, and then I look at the Squid Games things, and I'm like, bro, this is so easy. I could do this easily. So I would love to try one of these. Like, honestly, if I ever got invited, I'd go to it.
You get put on your ass so fast.
Wow. At least I'll lose knowing, okay, it's not as easy as it looks. But in my head, until I do it, that looks easy. Or like the tug of war, I'm like, that's so easy. Just pull. It's like, what's so hard about that? So that's what. 100% I would do it.
Event. See, I thought the same thing. I'm like, okay, what are they gonna do? I'm pretty crafty. I'm pretty sly. I can do a few things. But when it was the team events, that's what made the difference, right?
Yeah,
it's not just you. It's the other. We were in groups of 500 in my event. I had to rely on 499 other people who were already tired and trying to sleep.
Yeah. I think it would be better maybe if they give you guys a rest in the first day. I get it. He wants to get rid of a lot of people, which is understandable. But it would have been nice for hey, go take a 3-hour power nap and come back or something like that.
Some people tried to sleep because we had to sit in chairs for a very long time while they tried to orchestrate everything, and I was too hyped. Honestly, I was so excited to find out because it was all closed off. You couldn't even see the set until they walked you onto it.
Oh, wow.
So they had put us in the stadium, but everything was blocked off from view. You couldn't see a thing. You just had rows and rows of chairs for everybody to sit and talk to each other.
Yeah.
And you kind of watched because you saw certain people got microphones put on them and certain people didn't. And then you recognize a couple of people from his channel on different things they've done.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're talking, you know, a couple of people have been on. It's like, okay, I'm slowly learning that I am low on the food chain.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Again, it was a good time. You cannot beat it. It was just fun. If you just go and say, you know what, I'm going to go have fun. And you'll meet good people, you know? And it gives you a little look behind Hollywood because it's not like it seems. You know, you think, oh, we went out and, oh, we were fresh and we had everything we needed. You didn't even get a shower.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh. And then everybody looks like garbage because, no makeup. So whatever you wore, if you had it on when you went, that's all you had for 72 hours.
Yeah,
it's not like where you see where they're coming out and they're testing up and reapplying. Oh, no.
Nah, this is a game
did you ever,
this isn't a beauty pageant.
Did you ever manage to talk to Mr. Beast at all? Or did you ever get close to him?
I did at the very end when we were leaving. You had to walk up a flight of stairs in front of everybody who got to stay, pick up a pile. They had bundled money that, of course, you had to turn back in. But you picked it up and you walked through the doors and you left a set. He was out there on one side of the stage, and I made it a point to go fairly last. Walked over, shook his hand, said, "Thank you for what you do."
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, you're very welcome." And then I walked off. Because, honest to God, I appreciate it. How many people went out? How much money did he give everybody just for a little bit of fun?
Yeah.
I'm grateful. I think it's very cool. I wish more people who had money did stuff like this to get the communities out, to have people go out and have some experiences. Because a 40-hour job is damn boring.
Yeah.
Give me something to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You gotta excite your life a little bit.
Exactly. And now my granddaughter's all excited. She's like, my grandmother was. They're like, nuh-uh. And then they see the show. They're like, oh, okay. So it's a little.
Only on the YouTube though, not the Prime though.
Stop bringing that up.
The next one, the Squid Game.
Next one, the Squid Game. You gotta make it a point to at least be on the main Prime one. You gotta make that's the main goal.
I don't know who I have to push out of the way or kill first, but it's gonna happen. You mark my words. I will be the nastiest person if it means a little airtime this time.
That is amazing. That's appreciated. Thank you. Wow. Thank you for giving us a different perspective on this. It's actually like really refreshing seeing somebody who isn't super negative about the whole situation. Just to see
you guys gave me the platform because honestly, as soon as I started reading stuff, I'm like, come on, kids. And that's all you can think. Come on, you guys are just mad you didn't win. That's it. Now, there's other stuff that probably happened that I didn't see. And if I was on one of those teams where somebody went, oh, well, I want the money and kill off these other guys behind me on the platforms, okay, I'd have a different perspective.
Yeah.
But I was in a team event. I thought we were all trying hard to stay on. I'm going to believe that we all tried hard to stay on. So my experience was good. Okay. If I was, kicked off because somebody wanted $50,000, I'm gonna be a little madder.
Yeah.
Not that I wouldn't have been the person kicking everybody else off for that $50,000, because you can't offer me that kind of money. Right? I don't know these people. So.
Yeah. That's good. No, appreciate it. Thank you so much for.
We'll have to have you on again after you do the other show.
Heck yeah, I'll let you guys know. Thanks for, again, this was very cool. It's my first blog, so I hope.
No.
Oh. Sorry? No, my pug has the zoomies, and he just ripped my headphone off. So, you wouldn't believe how deadly the pug is. He's like 14 pounds, but he is fast, this little thing.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. I appreciate this. This has been fun.
I was saying thank you for coming on. If you want to shout out anything and want to plug anything before anything, we can leave it in the description of the YouTube video or anything. So if you want to shout out anything.
Yeah, just a little, again, thank you to Mr. Beast for having me on his show. Thank you to my son, Paul Shepard from Bet on Block Gaming and Monsoon Mayhem in Las Vegas Had he not gotten the invite, I would never have had the chance to.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm sorry. Oh, and Nadine from QOR, yeah, she's my girl. We met at another event, and she's like, "You're funny," and I'm like, "Thank you." She's the one who hooked me up to do this with you guys. So I'm very grateful. Thank you, guys. I love what you do, and I appreciate the platform. That was very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, and thank you guys for listening. And goodbye.
Bye, guys.